Trigonometric functions. These are three trigonometric functions: sine, cosine, and tangent. They can also be abbreviated as shown on the right and on a calculator. Sine, cosine, tangent. This diagram shows two more vocabulary terms, opposite and adjacent. The leg labeled opposite is labeled that because, in respect to angle A, it is across or opposite from it. The leg labeled adjacent is labeled that because, in respect to angle A, it is next to or adjacent. With this diagram kept in mind, let's go over sine, cosine, and tangent. Let's begin with sine. The sine of an angle such as angle A is the ratio of the length of the opposite side to the length of the hypotenuse, which in the diagram are labeled A and C respectively. An easy way to remember that sine equals opposite over hypotenuse is the acronym SO. S is for sine, O is for opposite, and H is for hypotenuse. Next is cosine. The cosine of an angle such as angle A is the ratio of the length of the adjacent side to the length of the hypotenuse, which in the diagram are labeled B and C respectively. An easy way to remember cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse is the acronym CA. C is for cosine, A is for adjacent, and H is for hypotenuse. Next is tangent. The tangent of an angle such as angle A is the ratio of the length of the opposite side to the length of the adjacent side, which in the diagram are labeled A and B. An easy way to remember that tangent equals opposite over adjacent is the acronym TOA. T is for tangent, O is for opposite, and A is for adjacent. So remember the acronyms SOCA, TOA. Now let's do an example of sine using angle A. First we need to know the value of angle A, which shown by the diagram is 30 degrees. We also need to know the value of either the opposite side or the hypotenuse. We know by the diagram that the hypotenuse equals 5. So now we can find the value of the opposite side, side A, by using the sine function. First we need to write the sine of angle A. Which is 30. Then since we are solving for the opposite side, or side A, we will use variable A in this equation. Then we will divide that number by 5, which is the length of the hypotenuse. Multiply each side by 5 so the 5's cancel out. Now we know that side A equals 5 times the sine of 30, and we will know the opposite side to angle A. Now on the calculator, we need to press the sine key. The sine of 30 times 5, as we figured out in the equation, will tell us what the opposite side of angle A is, or side lowercase a. The side equals 2.5. We just found the length of a side using trigonometric functions. We will need to use this in the physics portion later on.